threat of disaster is never pleasant.
Welcome to the Casual Preppers podcast.
These safety measures are essential.
The only place for prepping, survival, and entertainment.
This will be your source of survival instructions and information. Every member of the family must be coached in the business of survival.
Here are your hosts, Cam and Kobe.
What's up, buddy?
Not much.
Yeah?
I've had about up to here with space.
I ain't got no more space for space.
Man, we talked a lot about space in the last
We have, haven't we?
24 hours.
Kevin and I just got back from a little overnighter
Yeah.
in the big city.
Yeah. Learned a bit more.
We did.
A little bit more about black holes.
It was nice because it works right along with the episode
It
we're doing
did.
today, right?
The timing was perfect.
Yeah.
Galaxies came together. This is crazy.
Worlds colliding.
Crazy.
What are we talking about this fine Mindless Banter? Mindless Banter 90, by the way. We're going to have to do something big when we get to 100.
Yeah,
Mindless Banters.
that's true. We should
something
do
big.
something
I don't know
pretty
what.
big.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Fermi Paradox.
Yeah.
Fermi?
Fermi. Yeah, I think it's
And
Fermi.
we kind of took it and kind of expanded a little upon it and
Yeah.
talked a little bit more about, is there more life out there?
We're 100% qualified to expand on the Fermi Paradox, too.
Yeah.
If anybody's going to do
Been
it, it's going to be
studying
us.
space for the past year.
Yeah, uh-huh.
But, yeah, like some of the different texts and
Yeah.
attempts to communicate with extraterrestrials.
Oh,
It's
man.
exciting stuff.
Sure is.
So we're going to get into it.
I'm excited.
Deep. Your minds are going to be blown right about now.
Get your notepads
But
out.
what blows my mind
Yeah.
is how much forethought goes into like planning for food storage and water storage and power and protection.
My gosh.
Self-reliant medical care is absolutely no exception.
You're right.
The Prepper's Medical Handbook is the best book written on this side of the Mississippi, or I don't know, maybe it was over on the East Coast.
Don't know.
It doesn't matter. It's the best book ever, and it will teach you some of the basic survivable, preventable medical problems that you may experience when you're walking around the apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's great to read. It's easy to read. You don't need to have a degree in medicine
Or astrophysics, for that matter.
Yeah, you don't need it. But I really like just how easy it is to find like basic medical problems that you'll probably experience more than any of the others, and you can just know how to take care of it. You don't need to find an urgent care or the ER. Like, it's an excellent book for everyday medical problems in life. And, not to mention the ones you may experience when you're bugging out with your family.
Yeah.
And you can get yours at preppersmedicalhandbook.com or go to Amazon. And again, it's written by an MD, somebody that knows medicine well and has, lived the life of surviving out in the wilderness. This guy knows his stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great book. You should get it.
Get it. All right, Cam. Today we're talking about the Fermi Paradox, like Cam said, along with some other things that are sort of closely related to it. So what is the Fermi Paradox, if you don't know? It refers to, I'm going to sound real smart here, but I'm just reading lines. This isn't right for my brain. It refers to the dichotomy between the high probability that extraterrestrial intelligence exists and the fact that we have no evidence for such aliens.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
there should be aliens. We have no evidence for aliens. Yeah. This is the Fermi Paradox. So here's kind of the reasoning behind this. So there are billions of stars in the Milky Way similar to the sun. This is just in our galaxy, right? With the high probability, some of these stars have Earth-like planets in a circumstellar habitable zone. So this is like the Goldilocks zone where it's everything you can have water. You
worked out
exactly
perfectly.
Just like
distance,
Earth.
Gravity, yeah.
So many of these stars, and hence their planets, are much older than the sun. If the Earth is typical, some may have developed intelligent life like way before humans were developed, right? So some of these civilizations may have developed interstellar travel, a step humans are now investigating. Elon Musk, right?
An alien.
Alien. Even at the slow pace of currently envisioned interstellar travel, the Milky Way galaxy could be completely traversed in a few million years. So, since
a few million,
no biggie. Since many of the stars similar to the sun are billions of years older, Earth should have already been visited by extraterrestrial civilizations, or at least their probes. However, we really have no convincing evidence. Like, they're really...
Have you been probed?
I have not yet been
Me
probed
either.
by an alien,
So.
no. So
they don't exist.
Italian-American physicist Enrico Fermi's name is associated with the paradox because
Enrico.
of a casual conversation in the summer of 1950 with fellow physicists Edward Teller, Hubert York, and Emil Konopinski. Konopinski. While walking to lunch, the men discussed recent UFO reports and the possibility of faster-than-light travel.
Typical banter.
Yeah, exactly.
In an astrophysicist.
Same thing Cam and I talk about when we're at McDonald's. The conversation moved on to other topics until during lunch, Fermi blurted out, "But where is everybody?"
Yeah.
That's where this whole thing came from, is that sort of offhand kind of line. So that's the Fermi paradox. That's what we kind of want to talk about today, is like, there should be aliens. We have no aliens.
Where are they?
And then where are they? And have we tried contacting them?
Right.
So that's what we're going to talk about. So there are some solutions that people have come up with to the Fermi paradox, like why
there's nobody,
why there's
or
nobody,
why we haven't.
And so there's a
seen
bunch
them
of
or contacted.
Yes, there's a bunch of different hypotheses, and so I'm going to go through some of those right now. The first one is called the zoo hypothesis. So the idea was first proposed by John Ball in 1973. He argued that extraterrestrial intelligent life may be almost ubiquitous, but that the apparent failure of such life to interact with us may be understood in terms of the hypothesis that they have set us aside as part of a wilderness area or a zoo.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
It actually kind of does.
We are a freaking zoo.
Well, yeah, it is similar to things that we do. We have wilderness areas. We have zoos. It's like
little isolated like areas to study and see how things.
So they're watching from afar or from close. We don't know. Maybe they are on the Earth somehow, but they're just like, let them do what they're going to do. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Or we don't want to disturb their civilization. Let's just kind of keep watching.
They made an atomic bomb. What do we want to do about it?
Yeah, no, exactly. We'll talk about that
let
too.
Let them keep going.
Yeah. So we're just kind of part of this vast nature preserve that has been set off limits, like no developing Earth.
So they don't want to interact or mess with it or disturb it.
Yep.
Just let it go.
Exactly. So that's the zoo hypothesis.
Makes sense.
Then we have self-imposed quarantine. So this is pretty much like the opposite of the zoo hypothesis. ETs have the potential to be dangerous, obviously, like extremely dangerous. So rather than fart around in the galaxy in spaceships and hope that everyone is super friendly, these ETs have collectively and independently decided to stay the hell home and not draw attention to themselves. Like, basically, it's like, we don't want to die.
Yeah. We don't. Yeah.
We're not going to go to the bad neighborhoods.
Yeah.
We're just going to stay where we know is safe, and that's why we're not going out. Right?
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
They watch Earth from afar. They're like,
those idiots.
We are not going to talk with them.
Yeah.
We don't need somebody trying to absorb us and take over everything.
They have nothing that we need.
Yeah.
Just let them kill themselves over there. That's what we're going to do.
We're at iPhone 25, and they're only like way back. 13.
And then there's the one that's called the whack-a-mole hypothesis. All right.
Real scientific.
Imagine if there is a kind of prime directive in effect, but the ETs are hovering over us with a giant hammer, ready to smack it down. Should they suddenly not like what they see, right? So they're basically kind of watching over us, and their finger is on the trigger like right now since the 1950s, basically 1940s.
Yeah.
Right. Basically watching over us, ready to destroy the Earth if we get close to something like a technologically singularity or an extremely dangerous AI system that could threaten life of the entire galaxy. So they're just watching over, ready to kill us all once we get to that one. So
should we destroy it? Not yet.
This one actually is pretty awesome. We're made of meat. We're made out of meat. So this came from a short story called "They're Made Out of Meat." This is from Terry Bison or Bisson.
Of course.
So this is a it's a conversation between two aliens talking about Earth, right? So this is hilarious. So it starts like this. They're made out of meat. Meat? Meat. They're made out of meat. Meat? There's no doubt about it. We picked up several from different parts of the planet, took them aboard our recon vessels, and probed them all the way through. They're completely meat. That's impossible. What about radio signals? The messages to the stars? They use the radio waves to talk, but the signals don't come from them. The signals come from machines. So who made the machines? That's who we want to contact. They made the machines. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Meat made the machines. That's ridiculous. How can meat make a machine? You're asking me to believe in sentient meat. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. These creatures are the only sentient race in that sector, and they're made out of meat. And then this is a little while later. They actually do talk then. They use words, ideas, concepts. Oh, yes, except they do it with meat. I thought you just told me they used radio. They do. But what do you think is on the radio? Meat sounds. You know how when you slap or flap meat, it makes a noise? They talk by flapping their meat at each other. They can even sing by squirting air through their meat. Oh, my God. Singing meat? This is altogether too much. So what do you advise? Officially or unofficially? Both. Officially, we're required to contact, welcome, and log in any and all sentient races or multi-beings in this quadrant of the universe without prejudice, fear, or favor. Unofficially, I advise that we erase the records and forget the whole thing. I was hoping you would say that. It seems harsh, but there is a limit. Do we really want to make contact with meat? I agree 100%. What's there to say? Hello, meat. How's it going? So anyways, so we might just be like super weird and they're just like
formed into this like talking intelligent piece of like muscle meat.
Yeah, and they're either like machines or they're like misty intelligence or
they're flapping their meat at each other.
Yeah, so
some of them inappropriately flapping their meat
exactly.
at each other.
I just thought that was a hilarious.
That is
little,
really freaking funny.
Short story. So that might be part of the thing. We're just so weird. The aliens they don't want anything to do with us. Like,
that's not going to be worth the time.
No, this ain't worth it. So that one's pretty funny.
That one is.
The next one is the simulation hypothesis, which we have gone over in depth on this podcast. We haven't been visited by anyone because we're living inside a computer simulation, and the simulation isn't generating any extraterrestrial companions for us. That's it.
Yeah.
That's because we're in
no match.
Yep, that's it.
There's no harmony.com in the universe.
Exactly. So then there's radio silence. This one is similar to the quarantine hypothesis, but it's not quite as paranoid, but it's still pretty paranoid. It's possible that everyone is listening, but no one is transmitting. So we're sending out some signals.
Everybody's like, listen to those.
Just listen.
We're not.
As anything else out.
Why would we want to talk with them?
And then maybe just all these aliens are homebodies. So like an advanced ETI upon graduating to a Kardashev 2 scale civilization could lose all galactic scale ambitions. So there's like these different scales of civilizations they go over quite frequently. There's like 1, a 2, and a 3, and it all depends on like how much energy we've been able to capture. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So once a Dyson sphere or a metro, I always say this wrong.
Creating energy, huh?
Yeah.
It's like kind of.
An alien civilization would have more action and adventure in its local area than it knows what to do with. So basically, a Dyson sphere, I don't know if we've talked about this before.
I think we haven't mentioned it, but
it's like a hypothetical megastructure that is built around a star. And so this thing goes around a star and it captures all of the energy of the star to use
as a resource
for the civilization.
Yeah.
Right. So they say once they get to a point where they can do that, they're just like, we don't need to go anywhere. We've got everything we need right here. We can control the star. We can control energy. We're done. We're just hanging out, right?
Yeah.
So then they've got massive supercomputers
for billions of years of power production. They're like,
exactly.
No use in changing it.
Mm-hmm. So that's one of the reasons why we haven't been contacted. Another one is we're just too dumb. We can't read the signs. It's totally possible that the signs of ETIs,
possible.
Yeah, they're all around us, but we just can't see them. We don't know how to read them. We don't know how to hear them or whatever. We're just like either too stupid to notice or we haven't yet developed the technology to detect the signals they're throwing out. So that's another reason. Or they're hanging out.
Getting a fancy laser pointer in our eyeball.
Yeah.
Don't even know it's there.
We have no idea. We're just like dumb.
What is that?
Like maybe like diabetes or something is a signal from aliens, and we just think it's a sickness.
Let's control them with these pharmaceuticals.
We don't know. Or maybe they're all just hanging out at the edge of the galaxy. This is from Robert Bradbury and Milian M. Sirkovich. They suggest that the outer regions of the galactic disk are most likely locations for advanced SETI targets. The reason for this is that sophisticated, intelligent communities will tend to migrate outward through the galaxy as their capacities of information processing increase because with their supermassive computers, they're going to have huge problems in managing heat waste. Like
so
heat waste is
so
they need to be out where it's cooler.
Energy, yeah.
So the further out in the galaxy, the cooler it gets. So they have to be out there or their computers overheat.
Okay.
So that's why they're out there. So that's one of the reasons.
Processors let's just move way out to the edge.
Exactly.
Where there's nothing.
Have you ever heard of panspermia?
No.
Okay, well, this is called directed panspermia. So maybe we haven't made contact with ETIs because we're actually the aliens or they're the ancestors of these aliens. According to directed Panspermia, which is first posited by Francis Crick, aliens spark life on other planets like sending spores to different planets and then bugger off forever. And maybe they never come back. Maybe they do.
We'll see if it grew, but we don't got time to go
So
back.
basically, we came from another planet. They just dropped us here and said, good luck. And then they left, right? So that's kind of what panspermia is. And the last one we have is the phase transition hypothesis. It's kind of similar to the rare Earth hypothesis, but it suggests that the universe is still evolving and changing. Subsequently, the conditions to support advanced intelligence have only recently fallen into place. So that's the reason why it just barely gotten to that point. So there's a lot of different reasons. And there's another one that we actually, Cam and I were just listening to.
I think that was what we talked, like the end of that show that we went to with Brian Cox, is that he mentioned that maybe of all these changes, like we're at the very beginning.
Yes.
And we may be the most intelligent race.
Which is scary.
Which was really scary.
Yeah. Or there's another theory
we're the
that
most advanced ahead of the time of billions of years of creation.
Or there's the theory that civilizations don't get much further than we are because they destroy themselves.
Yeah.
Eventually. They get nuclear weapons or whatever. And so we're kind of like at the end of the cycle. We're almost ready to destroy ourselves, which I could believe.
Right.
Right.
And I don't remember like some of the quotes from like Einstein and and all those that developed the nuclear weapons.
Like Oppenheimer,
Oppenheimer's like, we probably created the
This
end.
is bad. Yeah.
Which is possible. You know, they talk a lot about like Mars looking like a destroyed planet.
Yeah.
From just possible chaotic war and all this stuff. So it's just interesting.
It is super interesting.
To entertain a little bit in your brain.
Yeah, for sure. Before we get moving on, though, I got to tell you about nutrient survival, Cam. We obviously know we live in a mad, mad world, and it's in constant change. So there's no time like today to prepare for the uncertainties of tomorrow. It could be the end of the world. We don't know that. And nothing prepares you for what's to come like proper nutrition, whether you're adventuring, exploring, passing down traditions, or simply being smart and keeping your priorities and plans in order. It's all the same. That's why we like nutrient survival. Top shelf, delicious, special ops grade nutrition designed to the nutritional standards of the U.S. military, but intended for normal dudes just like Cam and I and you guys listening. Made with real ingredients, made in America to keep Americans healthy, strong, and alert. Perfect for today and ready for anything ahead. From hearty, delicious entrees and nutrient-dense snacks to immunity-boosting drinks and strength-building shakes, each with 40 essential nutrients. Available in handy singles, daily use pantry packs, durable cans, and 3 to 90-day survival kits, keeping your world safe and your body in peak condition. Okay? They're on-the-go packs. They're my favorite because you can throw them in a bug-out bag. You can throw them in an EDC bag, in an emergency kit, camping, all that kind of stuff. You just add water. You're going to be eating that stuff, and you're going to be a happy person after you eat it. And they got long shelf lives. That's what's really cool. So head on over to nutrientsurvival.com. Use our code CASUALPREPPERS. Going to get 10% off your order. I can't reiterate this enough. It is the best long-term shelf life food on the market. It has the most nutritional value.
Most complete.
It
tastes good.
It tastes fantastic. So go get it. nutrientsurvival.com. Use our code CASUALPREPPERS for that 10% off.
Yes.
Okay?
Do it.
Do it.
I mean, this is probably where intelligent life has given us the gift.
Yeah, for sure.
Nutrition.
No doubt.
Food. Nutrient survival. So Kobe mentioned briefly, he'd mentioned Seti. And so we're going to talk about communications with aliens in the attempt and the continued attempt to talk with some aliens.
Yeah, because have we even been trying? Or are we just like hanging out?
We have been trying. We've been trying for a long time.
We have,
which is kind of crazy.
It is kind of nuts.
So SETI still exists, and it's an acronym for the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And it's an effort to detect evidence of technological civilizations that may exist elsewhere in the universe, particularly in our galaxy.
SETI.
We can't quite reach beyond that yet. We shouldn't, because we don't know what's out in ours.
Yeah, we don't.
Very clearly. And there are potentially billions of locations outside our solar system. So that's why we're just like, let's find out what's in ours.
Yeah.
Then we'll move on. With our current technology, we have some ability to discover evidence of cosmic habitation and, in the specific case of our SETI experiments, to find beings that are at a technological level at least as advanced as our own. So we're just like, I gotta be out there. Let's make contact with them.
Yeah.
And see if they'll vote in 2024.
Yeah. Oh, man.
We need all the help we can get.
Wait, what's your pronoun, alien? We don't know.
First things first. I want you to vote for this guy.
Yeah.
So
Let me give you a pamphlet real quick in a
I'm
book.
surprised that's not what the capsules that they've shot out have had in there. It's like, if you come to our planet, this is who'd be president.
that probably wouldn't be super enticing most of the time.
They're like, piss on that.
Are you kidding me?
I ain't going there.
Seti your ass down and get away from me.
You're transmitting this garbage?
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Forget it.
Send us more of that music. That was the only cool thing I heard.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
That's a high intelligence
That's right.
thinking there. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence is a collective term for scientific searches for intelligent extraterrestrial life. That's what I was mentioning.
Yeah.
Monitoring electromagnetic radiation for signs of transmissions from civilizations on other planets.
I gotta start doing that. I got a lot of time on my hands.
I know.
I don't know why I haven't started.
So one of probably the most one of the technologies that exists and has for the longest that we figured out is like radio transmission and reading. So it's like we're just barely getting into the high technical visual and stuff like that, cameras and everything. But radio has been around a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know how long, but a long time.
For a while.
And so lots of different ways to kind of ultrasound the whole freaking galaxy. See what's out there. So some of the different research projects that SETI conducts. One of them is the Allen Telescope Array.
Oh, yeah.
The first radio telescope to be designed from the ground up to be used for SETI searches. So you can look that one up. It's great.
All right.
It's basically using like several different dishes to kind of collect the data and compile it into one to kind of detect different things out there. And some of the newer ones, the Laser SETI, is a project, instrument, and set of observatories designed to scan all the sky all the time for extra solar laser pulses. So if there's a techno show, a rave going on, different part of the galaxy,
Shooting lasers?
that Laser SETI's going to pick it up.
Oh, that's cool.
Or send it out that we're having a techno dance club.
Nice.
The new radio and SETI, new as in GNU technology, could speed the design of new receivers and allow scientists to quickly change how data analyzed and displayed. So there's like a lot of different things they're working on. Some of the past ones we'll probably talk about when we go into the previous alien communication attempts. This one, so SETI has been controversial, and a lot of congressmen and politicians are like, this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
We don't want to do this. There's risks involved with it. There's a waste of money doing it. Let's just
Like they really care about money?
exactly. Yeah.
Like millions
For
of dollars.
once they ever are concerned about it,
Millions of dollars to like study the sex habits of gay turtles in Florida's panhandle. Like it's just like
seriously, that's the truth. It's like you're not wanting to do this, but you're wanting to do that.
Doesn't make any sense.
And some of the I think it's the one that was funded and kind of supported by the late Stephen Hawkins is the Breakthrough Listen. Is a 10-year initiative with $100 million funding that begun in July 2015 to actively search for intelligent and extraterrestrial communications in the universe. So this is one that has kind of a lot of support behind it. And recently, they hit a few things that they thought maybe were extraterrestrial sounds and things like that, but when it's broken down by other smart scientists and stuff, they're just like, well, yeah, they don't disagree. They don't agree on it being extraterrestrial. They're like, no, it's the moon from Jupiter. Jupiter's putting out pulses and then there's all this other stuff. So anyways, Breakthrough Listen is part of SETI. And then there's FAST, which is China's version. It's a 500-meter aperture spherical telescope called FAST that is used for detecting interstellar communication signals. So we're not the only ones looking.
Yeah.
China's trying to beat us to everything.
They'll beat us probably.
So there you go.
Huh, that's pretty cool.
But let's talk about some of the past attempts and how successful those were.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So there was a guy named Joseph Johann von Littrow. You ever heard of him?
No.
You haven't?
You'll remember him, though.
You will remember him after this. So we're going to talk about all these attempts in the past or ideas that people had. Like, how are we going to talk to aliens?
Yeah.
So
it didn't just start in 95.
No.
Or with SETI. Like, people were like, let's talk to other planets.
Let's try and figure out how to do it. And this Joseph Johann von Littrow, He suggested something pretty intense. Incensed
This
too.
is definitely one of my favorites.
So one of the earliest solutions was suggested in the early 19th century by the Austrian astronomer Joseph Johann von Littrow. That's just a great name too.
Yeah.
Like it's really good.
I'll listen to him.
Yeah, Joseph
Great
Johann von
name.
Littrow, who proposed digging massive trenches in the Sahara Desert, filling them with water, pouring kerosene on top, and then setting the kerosene on fire in order to send flaming messages to our planetary neighbors.
That
was his idea.
We're just gonna have a big old. I wonder what he was gonna write.
I don't
in
know.
the sand.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just gonna be just something.
Yeah.
Oh look, they got a bonfire. Must be somebody. I really don't know. I looked forever to try to find more information on this idea he had, but there's really that's about all you can find on the internet about it. But holy crap!
Rest stop. Next planet with gas station and food
for the next 6,000 light
700
years.
billion light years.
Yeah. So that was a great idea, old Joseph.
I like that
Johann
one. It's
von
like the
Littrow.
most simple. We'll just burn a bunch of crap, make it look like
Yeah.
we're spelling
I mean,
stuff
we
out.
don't really need Russia, right? We just set it on fire. See what happens.
It's
You
worth
know?
a shot, I think.
We never try anything. Let's just try it.
Kerosene's cheap right now.
Yeah.
Prices are down.
Little do we know that he'd started a kerosene business
That's
on the
exactly
side.
probably what was
That's
happening.
exactly what he did.
Yeah.
Hello, Joseph Johann von Littrow, kerosene
What do
man
you guys
of the
think
West.
If
Number
Nah.
one kerosene dealer on this side of the hemisphere.
I know it seems good for your candles, but
Look.
we could talk with more sophisticated life out there if we use all the kerosene, burn it up. Just saying.
Yeah, we're gonna light your, we're gonna light your.
But you want to
bathroom.
use high quality kerosene from
Yeah.
Australia.
Yeah, Littrow kerosene. No doubt, that's what
I
you
know how
need.
we know how to transport, sell, move. It's the greatest idea.
Number one kerosene dealer, right here. Here's my card. Let's talk to aliens.
Let's go into it.
Let's do it.
So this is interesting. 1896, Nikola Tesla, the original.
He's like the car dealer guy.
Yeah, he's building cars back then.
Yeah.
So he suggested that an extreme version of his wireless electrical transmission system could be used to contact beings on Mars.
Oh,
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
In 1899, while conducting experiments at his Colorado Springs experimental station, he thought that he had detected a signal from the planet since an odd, repetitive static signal seemed to cut off when Mars set in the night sky. So he's like, wow, 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 wow. Mars comes up. He's like, somebody's interrupting it.
Yeah.
Got to be Mars. Analysis of Tesla's research has led to a range of explanations, including Tesla simply misunderstood the new technology he was working with. I'm like, of all the people,
Yeah.
Tesla just didn't understand it.
Idiot didn't even know.
That he may have been observing signals from Marconi's European radio experiments, and even speculation that he could have picked up naturally occurring radio noise caused by the moon of Jupiter,
Wow.
Io,
Yeah.
moving through the magnetosphere of Jupiter. In the early 1900s, Marconi, Guglielmo,
Google.
and then Lord Kelvin
Hell
came
yeah.
up with Kelvins,
Yeah.
and David Peck Todd.
These
I know they're not impressive.
Lord Kelvin and David Peck Todd.
High five.
What's up, boys?
Also stated their belief that the radio could be used to contact Martians, so they were like on board. They're
Yeah.
like, freaking Tesla did it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed there's aliens out there. With Marconi stating that his stations had also picked up potential Martian signals. Mm-hmm. So this is in the late 1800s, early 1900s. They were like picking up these weird signals way before the time of anybody understanding what the freak technology really was.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to me.
Oh, it's so
And
nuts.
so they were like, maybe there is some, maybe Mars was on its way out at that point.
Yeah.
Couldn't look at it before then, so
Yeah.
maybe that was their SOS signal. Please
Interesting.
help us, Earth. I'm
We're
hearing
on our
something.
last-
I'm catching something.
Hey, what was that?
Now it's gone.
Yeah, it's macaroni signals, probably.
It's good lean on macaroni.
Peck Todd, come in. This is Lord Kelvin. Lord Kelvin.
Lord Kelvin coming in. I can hear you now. Clear.
Oh, loud and clear. So, have you ever heard of the Arecibo Message? I could be saying that
Heard of
wrong.
the dish.
It could be Arecibo. Arecibo. This message is
I
an
think it is Arecibo, isn't it?
interstellar radio message carrying basic information about humanity and Earth that was sent to the globular star cluster M13 in 1974. So basically, it was meant as a demonstration of human technological achievement. And it doesn't seem like it's achieving much, but once you hear what it is, but rather than a real attempt to enter into a conversation with extraterrestrials. So it has been noted that the low resolution of the image makes it infeasible for any extraterrestrial recipients to attach the intended meaning to most of its elements. The message was broadcast into space a single time via frequency modulated radio waves at a ceremony to mark the remodeling of the Arecibo radio telescope in Puerto Rico on 16th of November in 1974. So the message consists of 7 parts that encode the following. It says the numbers from 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
This is so weird to me because it's
I know.
like if they detected this, they're like, "What
This is
is
gibberish.
being sent?"
Somebody sent their homework up to us or something. I don't know what it is. So it
Kids
has
playing with the dang Morse code.
speaking spell or something. So it's got the numbers 1 to 10 in white, and then it has the atomic numbers of the elements hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, which make up deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA, purple. Okay. The formulas for the chemical compounds that make up the nucleotides of DNA, the estimated number of DNA nucleotides in the human genome, and a graphic of the double helix structure of DNA. The dimension of an average man, a graphic figure of a human being. I don't know
Which
what
parts
that
of the
is.
man?
I know. And the human population of Earth. A graphic of the solar system, indicating which of the planets this message is coming from. A graphic of the Arecibo.
You are here. We are.
It's like a map on a trailhead. You know, you are here. Trail goes this way.
It's like a big old coffee ring on it. Whoops.
Sorry about that, Arecibo coffee. A graphic of the Arecibo radio telescope and the dimension of the transmitting antenna dish. But yeah, we sent homework, science homework to the aliens.
Seriously.
It's like I don't even get it. We just had a bunch
Look at
of
these guys. Look at what they think they've discovered.
And when you see, it's like a
Here's the key code to the White House. Like, they're sending all this weird
click
stuff.
that link I have right there, and you can see what the thing looks like. It looks like a bad video game graphic. That's what it looks like.
I think I've seen it. Let me see here.
If I looked at that as an alien, I'd be like, these people are stupid. What the heck is it? You see it right there on the right?
Gosh.
That's what they sent into space.
Wow.
So if you want to look it up, you can see what that is.
It looks like a light bright.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, light bright.
Like they've just like like the man. Is that the dimensions?
That's what a man looks like.
I wonder what dimensions.
Stand still. I got to draw you, Daryl.
Let's see. Looks like biceps are 6 and
Yeah.
wiener size is only. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, it doesn't make it looks like somebody's like, well, my kid finished it for us last night on their light bright. Let's just take a photo and send it up into space.
It does look ridiculous.
So bad.
Is that a trampoline with an M on it?
Yeah, that's what it looks like, huh? Yeah, anyways. Yeah.
They got a McDonald's there, it looks like.
Hell yeah, golden arches.
That one's pretty crazy.
So it's the Arecibo
I
message.
like the messages they were sending out. Nothing. It's just like all this random
Yeah,
gibberish.
I
This
know.
is our DNA that we figured out.
Yeah.
This is my car speed limit.
But it's
this
all
is speed
just
limits of a,
pixels on a thing, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
bunch of children.
But
on
again,
that
I'm not an
planet.
astrophysicist.
Yeah.
So.
Astrophysicists look out, they're like, oh.
Oh, clever.
that's-
Clever. Well done.
Good job,
Arecibo.
everybody. Good job. One line's a little off.
We
But
knocked this one out of the park, boys. We're all up for raises next
there ain't
semester.
nobody's going to look at that and not think we're highly intelligible beings.
Gosh damn, put that on the outside of the building. People drive by and see that sucker.
Woo! Man. Yeah. So, 1962, Soviet scientists, always involved in
Yeah.
everything out there, transmitted radio signal to Venus. I
Man.
don't know why Venus. It's like, pick one.
Look, I know you sent this to Venus, but I said send it to my
Everybody's been
penis.
Focus on.
You misheard what I said. I said let's send a
I was
radio
joking,
signal
but
to my
okay.
penis, but I guess we'll try anyways.
Everybody's so hyper focused on Mars. Let's send it to Venus.
Yeah, it's
I'm
the
surprised.
next
Why isn't
one.
anybody like Jupiter is so big? We'll go to Jupiter.
Yeah, it's too far away.
That's true. In 1962, the Soviet scientist aimed a radio transmitter at Venus and
just a
saluted the
radio.
planet in Morse code.
It's probably just a radio. We are scientists now.
Just
We're just moving it up and we'll just stand on top of the car. Let's see if we can get to Venus.
I bet you hear that.
The Venusians can hear this, I guarantee it.
They're gonna want to come down here.
Coming directly to check out Vladimir's house. I guarantee it.
Oh man, this introduction, the first of its kind, included 3 words: "mir," which is peace or world. Lenin and the SSSR, the Latin alphabet acronym for the Cyrillic name of the Soviet Union. So they're like, we Soviets, world peace, Lenin.
We are Lenin or
The message was considered largely symbolic, according to the 2018 article published in the International Journal of Astrobiology. I thought astrobiology, like biology and astrophysics, were like, nuh-uh.
Yeah, well, no, it's a big deal now.
More than anything, it was a test run for a brand new planetary radar, a technology which sends radio waves into space with the primary goal of observing and mapping objects in the solar system. So like a sonar.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
But they didn't say if anybody talked back to them.
I don't think they would tell us.
Yeah.
Probably.
No, we did not receive any message.
We
Thank
don't
you.
say anything to anybody, okay? We'll keep this between us.
Ew. Well, Lenin is yes, please come to Russia. Don't go to the United States.
They have very bad food.
You want to go to stupid idiots, or you want to come to the most superior race?
Do you want to eat the hamburgers or do you want the borscht soup? Come on now.
It's clear.
clear.
This is the
The
better
choice
place.
is so super easy, you stupid Venusians. They want the Martians, we want the Venus people.
We will send our Venus people to fight your Martians.
We're not
Just
scared of
recruiting
your
different
Martians.
planetary beings. We will make our own army with different planet.
We're gonna rule this world with the Venus people. Turn it up, man. Turn it up. Turn it to 11. Crank that shit up.
I'll piss the siren sounds on again. The little random.
Gosh damn it.
They're gonna wonder what that is.
I hate this Radio Shack piece of shit.
Radio sick.
Radio Shack.
Anyway,
So have you ever heard of John Shepard?
I hadn't until
Now you do.
yeah.
So this dude, he was a dude, man. This dude, I tell you.
And he likes
He
the
was
dudes.
awesome. So in the mid 1960s, John Shepard, he was a boy living in rural Michigan. He began thinking of ways that he could contact aliens. I mean, when I was a little boy, that was all over. I was thinking about singing good in the car. We talked about that earlier. But
Tell us.
oh gosh,
You got to hear what Kobe's
hell,
his fear.
the stupid stuff you think about when you're a
We were
kid.
talking about it.
Yeah, so
driving around in Salt Lake.
I remember driving in the car, and my parents were always listening to country radio, and I loved it. I was singing my heart out, right? And I always thought, like, how do people become singers? Like, I guaranteed, like, the radio people or the record companies, they're riding around in like vans with like these crazy listening devices.
Got to find the next.
They can find
the next Garth Brooks.
the next Clint Black's coming. And so I'd be like, oh shit, my song's on. I gotta sing it good because I guarantee they're listening right now. So I would sing my damn heart out. Like, and when
Your
I was
dad
over, I was like,
why is he cranking it up back there?
and I'm just like, I was feeling it. And I'm like, that was it. That one's gonna do it. And I'm just like waiting for the phone call when I get home.
Is that van, Dad? Is that van getting closer to us?
Yeah. Dad, if I'm not home, take a message if somebody calls, okay?
Dad, when I hit this note, I want to see if any traffic back
Isn't
behind
that so
us.
weird, the stupid crap you
You do.
thought
You get
when
all
you were a little
like,
kid? Yeah.
Guaranteed this is happening.
They're listening right now.
I used to
Anyways.
always think there was like little people in my body that were doing the work, like pushing poop out and like pushing. They were
Yeah.
like in there just like operating your body.
It's weird, man. You thought stupid stuff, but this guy, he just wanted to contact alien life forms. That was his dream. So it was around about that time that a show called The Outer Limits was on television, he recalls. I remember being fascinated by the idea of somehow building my own scientific instruments to explore the mysterious phenomenon that is extraterrestrial life. So in 1972, from the living room of his grandparents' house, he began chasing his dream by broadcasting a series of electronic tone pulses towards the stars. Okay.
Whoa.
Whoa. So began an extraordinary 30-year journey he called Project Strat. Special telemetry research and tracking.
Wow.
Yeah. So he used
Got a name, honey.
well, yeah. He used dual channel oscillators. That's what I was gonna say. He's a gay guy, so it's
Got
he
a
used
name, buddy.
dual channel oscillators, cathode ray tubes, giant
Where did
screen.
you get all this stuff? Can you just get it on eBay?
There was no eBay back in 1972.
Oh, that's true.
He just had to go buy all this stuff. Like he used all the money he had to fund this thing too. And so giant screens to monitor incoming signals, low frequency transmitter sending signals millions of miles into space. So there's actually a documentary about him on Netflix that you can go watch. It's only like 15 minutes long. It's called John Was Trying to Contact Aliens. But you can see the photos and the video of this.
It's like a big old gun, isn't it?
Well, he had that. There's so much stuff though. Like there's
really?
process. There's just different levels to what he did here. But you can see photos of his grandma's like it shows photos of his grandma in a chair like knitting, and his grandpa sitting next to like drinking and there's just like machines everywhere around the room, and they're just like in the middle of this thing.
John's gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I got faith in that little kid. He's gonna do it.
He's gonna make history. We ain't gonna live in this junk hole all our lives.
No, he said we're moving up and moving out soon, Mama, Grandma.
Gonna hitch a ride with the superior beings. out
Yeah,
there.
so he built a 2-story high deep space transmitter. He pooled his money and his grandma's money together to build an addition to his house, and it went underneath 1 story and then up. So there was a 2-story high space transmitter. Had little money, but he'd go to like military surplus sales and like wholesale electronic warehouses in Traverse City, collecting the materials he needed. In the garden, he erected a 2-story, 150,000 volt output stage, whatever that means, mounted on a pair of tall metal towers made from salvage that included dismantled ski lift in the living room. That's so weird. In the living room, scientific equipment
This
was
would work
arranged
perfect.
floor to ceiling along wall. Yeah. So this is so.
Was there any building code violations?
I'm sure there was.
Like, they're probably on his
rural
butt.
Michigan. I don't think they cared.
No.
He would broadcast music 500,000 miles into space. So he would basically be like a DJ on the radio show. And so it shows clips of him, and he'd be like, if there are any aliens out there, listen, please tune back in tomorrow at 9 p.m. for more music. Like, that's
This
how
is
he
the
would talk.
weekly top 40.
Yeah. He's like, and he played the stupidest, dumbest music you'd ever heard. It's like Afro pop.
What the crap?
Ridiculous stuff. So
Well, he sounds pretty sane.
he does, yeah. So he eventually gave up after about 30 years due to lack of funds and never finding anything.
Surprise.
So that's John Shepard, but you should go check out the Netflix documentary. John Was Trying to Contact Aliens. It's about 15 minutes, but it takes a really hard left-hand turn there about the last 5 minutes about him finding his gay husband, lover, and it just came out of nowhere.
That is weird they
Yeah.
added that in. 'Cause it's like,
It was actually really interesting, though. It's worth watching for 15
nice.
minutes.
I can do that. I can do 15.
For sure.
I can pull that out of my day. Just imagine, like, in the neighborhood, they're like, been trying to sell my house for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But got a ski lift 2 stories up.
Ski lift cathode ray manometer in the backyard.
Nobody wants to live next to that.
Yeah. Every time I turn on the friggin' microwave, I piss myself.
Everybody forget who I am for a
Forget who
week.
I am for a week.
But the all their TVs are like fuzzies, like that. Freaking John's out
turn
there
on the radio.
transmitting garbage.
Let's listen. I wonder if he had to get like
You'd had to have, right?
like a license from
The aliens are like, this is copyright.
yeah.
I'm not going to check it out.
Yeah.
1977 spaceships Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 sent to collect data, sound, and pics. So I think we mentioned these at one point.
Yeah, I think we
in
did.
our alien research. Voyagers 1 and 2 were launched in 1977 to explore the outer reaches of our solar system in interstellar space. Each carries a golden record
Hell yeah.
containing music, ambient sounds from Earth, like raindrops.
Ambient sounds from her.
It's like a sleep
This is sleep song, yeah.
the little
sleep machine.
Sleep
that's what they sent
machine.
up there.
They're like, oh, that's pretty nice. Like dripping in This is beautiful.
Airplane cabin noise.
Yeah. Gunfire. Yeah. Let me record this. 116 images of our planet and solar system. I really want to know what those 116. Yeah. That seems pretty limited for all the cool things on Earth, but it's like car tire, some trash in the grass.
Stupidest stuff ever.
Dog just sitting on the porch. Well, that sounds pretty nice there. But all this was loaded up on these 2 different spaceships and sent out into space.
That's cool.
In hope that they'll eventually be scooped out of the interstellar space by intelligent life forms.
Nice.
What is that? A rocket? Beam it in. Let's see what's in there.
Yeah, check that out.
The Voyager spacecraft are still chugging through interstellar space, waiting to be discovered. But the chances of that happening, Sherry Wells Jensen says, 0. A linguist at Bowling Green State University in Ohio who specializes in extraterrestrial intelligence.
A linguist, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, like on what's that one called?
Ace Ventura?
No, The Arrival.
The Arrival, yeah.
Yeah. It was just okay. So she said, it was just a beautiful and poetic, lovely, brave attempt that really did sum up kind of the best of us, even if it's pointless in terms of actually communicating.
That's so funny.
Wells Jensen told Life Science. She's like, stupidest idea ever.
But beautiful. It was cute.
It's real cute. And that record's great. Pictures are beautiful.
Yeah.
But stupid.
It's like
so,
when your
anyway,
kids do something.
There's 2 spacecrafts just bouncing around out there, and maybe somebody will scoop them up.
Yeah.
Pretty big odds with all the space.
Exactly.
So,
Doritos. That took a hard right turn.
Yeah.
So in 2008, Doritos beamed a 30-second ad beyond the Earth's atmosphere and into the universe for any aliens that may be watching. The ultra-high frequency signal was directed at a solar system 42 light years away from Earth with planets that orbit a star similar to the sun. They had a video contest and they just sent it out. That's what Doritos does.
Yeah.
Weird
that's cool.
stuff like that. So they took
Wasn't there
shot
another
at
brand that did it? Even brand, but I think it's just the same kind of deal.
I don't know. Yeah.
So there's been some commercials sent out into space.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh, Doritos sound good.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go check out this Earth.
Other events of really interesting people. 2010 Klingon opera event, had no idea that existed, in Holland, was shared with the universe in Klingon language.
Of course.
So, with the start of the last leg of the Project U, we thought it was time to contact our most important potential audience members, the Klingons themselves. I don't know how you say their planet. What is it? Kronos? Anyway, somebody's going to be pissed at us.
Oh, yeah.
You said that wrong. The first ever radio message was sent to Kronos, or whatever, on Sunday, the 18th of April, translated and voiced by none other than Mark Ockrand. The message invites the Klingons. He's like,
Who's Mark Ockrand?
I don't know. You think he voices one of the Klingons?
Oh, okay.
Of the home world to attend the special premiere of opera on our special location in Kijkenduin. I don't know. This task was left in the very capable hands of the communication experts at Pool Worldwide. In the following video, I didn't have that on there. The message was sent with cameras, CAMRAS, telescope at Dwingelo in the Netherlands. We want to thank the whole cameras team for their work, which is pretty cool that they did this.
Yeah.
The real Klingon people have also been invited to see the show, and it will take 36 years for the message to reach them.
Perfect.
Pretty sure they're not going to make it to the
they want us to come now. It was 36 years ago.
Wait,
Jeez.
They're having an event? Oh, this was sent way back.
Yeah, it's a damn post office.
36 years ago. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, sending out Star Trek nerd stuff into space.
Yeah.
Hoping that maybe Captain Kirk will intercept.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of METI?
No.
So it's an organization aiming to make contact with other civilizations. It's not SETI, it's METI.
Okay.
It will send out its second message from
It's the text message version.
Yeah. Goonhilly's satellite Earth station in Cornwall. Goonhilly. Yeah. A message containing scientific data and music samples will be broadcast to a star system 39 light years from Earth in hopes of sparking a conversation with advanced extraterrestrial intelligence. The message is only the second to come from the San Francisco-based organization Messaging Extraterrestrial Intelligence, so that's METI, Unlike the search group for extraterrestrial intelligence, Seti, METI aims to proactively contact other civilizations rather than just listening, right? So the message will be sent on October 4th from the Goon Hilly Satellite Ground Station in Cornwall to TRAPPIST-1, a star orbiting at
They better
least...
not miss out on a letter there.
I know. Yeah.
The rapist one?
Oh, wait. I mean, there's a T on front of that. T. 3 of these small words are found in the so-called Goldilocks worlds, or in the Goldilocks area, where water could remain liquid and potentially support life. The musical part of the message will include Ode 1, Ode to the Herald of God, A Beauty of the Earth by Edward Artemiev, and Journey Through the Asteroid Belt from The Comet Is Coming.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. As well as tracks from DJs and musicians performing at Stihia Festival in Munich, Uzbekistan.
I couldn't find anything else?
No, that was the only people that would license the music, apparently.
Yes.
Organized to highlight the environmental impact of the shrinking Aral Sea.
Okay.
All right. If any life forms on the
Coldplay, you guys willing to send? No.
not going to happen. Now, maybe we can get Nickelback, maybe? I don't know. I think we're just going to have to get these weirdos. They're the only
People
people that
Offspring will send some stuff up.
Gotta keep them separated. So, if any life forms in the TRAPPIST-1 system get the message and respond, it will be about 80 years before we get the word from them. If we get a response from the first half dozen or dozen stars we target, that effectively means the universe is teeming with intelligent life.
Interesting.
We're testing a version of the zoo hypothesis that, in fact, they're there, they already know we're here, but to get access to the Galactic Club, we have to submit an application and maybe even pay a small membership fee, he says. So it's our attempt to pay our dues.
It's an annual fee.
Yeah. So that's METI. They're trying to contact us.
That's cool. They're trying to set up a nice little club.
Yeah, for sure.
So this one isn't necessarily someone that's trying to reach out, but it came up when I was looking at different articles and stuff and forums. This is Stan Romanek. I just want to talk about this guy. He encountered, because somehow we missed this when we were talking about alien encounters.
Oh, okay.
But it's worth talking about.
Sure.
He encountered the first UFO on the outskirts of Denver almost 8 years ago. It was just after dark, and I looked up, and there was this big red, blue-looking UFO. And he took some video of it, so you can look that up. Romanek's video camera caught some video. He's not the only one that same night that had some, images and stuff from whatever was going on. Same club, same drugs.
Exactly.
So, Romanek 46, who belongs to the growing community of believers who say they have been personally touched by extraterrestrials.
Show me where the alien touched you.
Okay.
All right.
This is private, but it's for studies. What are they? I couldn't tell you. Are they from a different planet? I can't tell you. I know they're not human, whatever they are. But as far as I'm concerned, they're not far from here. So he's had multiple events since that event that they've kind of communicated with him and shown up to talk to him.
Wow.
One event, he said this too. If you're a true experiencer, true abductee, you have what's called high strangeness. All these weird, bizarre, paranormal things start to happen, almost like your house is being haunted.
Yeah.
So that's cool. He said that sometimes birds would crash into his car. We all know why.
Drones.
Government's just inspecting, monitoring. It's almost like they're chasing me. Maybe I'm the story. For whatever reason, they're harassing me, and I can't tell you why. I have no answers to that. They're touching me in weird places. No, just kidding. Even now, 8 years later, I have no answer for you. I can't tell you why. Why me? Why are they contacting me? He said one event, 2:30 in the morning, aliens came knocking at his door.
Oh,
so
that's direct.
Maybe all of our all these transmissions. Maybe somebody found Voyager 1 or 2.
Yeah,
and they came to this Romanek guy
to check it out.
Three creatures, beings, came to the door. I thought it was somebody in a mask. I thought they were going to rob us. As I got closer, I started wondering if they were masked because I could see veins in their head. I could see their facial movements. I could see their mouth move. I could see their eyes blink. And as I got real close, I realized something different, and I started to get frightened.
Yeah.
And Romanek told ABC News that the female being led him out of his second-story apartment onto the balcony, and he recalls being tapped on the back of the head, waking up in the room unknown, surrounded by a bizarre light.
Makes sense.
Images of horrible catastrophes, winds so strong that it would rip pavement off the earth, forest burning, devastation to the planet, or things that were transmitted to him. So
Interesting.
but anyways, he was able to communicate with these aliens, and they would like visit him, and he would get like all these different things that were happening to him. So maybe some of these, attempts, there's only a certain small group of people that the aliens were wanting to talk to and communicate with.
And we're ostracizing these people. We're telling them that they're idiots and they're dumb.
Yeah.
But they're actually contacting them.
Yeah. So that's the thing is we don't know.
We don't.
Like, maybe we're being watched. Maybe they don't want to talk to us. But maybe they've just picked a very select certain amount of people that they want to, like, go through things with, see what kind of things we know.
Yeah.
I don't
Makes
know.
total sense.
You never know.
See,
Stan sure thinks so.
Here's the thing. A lot of people actually have a fear of contacting aliens. There are some very smart scientists that say this probably isn't the best thing to be doing, right? So here's what they say. They say kind of like in the first place, we don't know anything about the alien civilizations we're trying to contact. They might be hyper violent. They might be super intelligent. In the history of our own planet, has taught us anything. The contact between two civilizations when one is technologically advanced, it doesn't end well for the more primitive civilization, right? So, and then there's also that issue of like who gets to speak on behalf of the Earth.
Take American Indians for example.
Yeah, take them. But what? Yeah, who's the guy or girl who gets to represent Earth? Who's going to talk to the aliens?
Trump.
Yeah, I mean,
or
you know
Biden.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Biden would be great to.
But it's like, is it going to be
We don't understand
Putin?
your language.
Is it going to be, you know what I mean? Like, we don't know. Like, how do you do that? So through the International Academy of Astronautics, they've drafted a protocol forbidding sending messages into outer space. Did you know that? It is not enforceable by law, so anyone with access to a radio telescope can say whatever they want in the universe without any legal repercussions. But they did draft it up, and they said you can't do it. So some of these scientists say no. They just Stephen Hawking actually said we shouldn't be trying to contact them.
And yet he's part of Seti. Like, he funded
that.
back
Yeah, but
to-
Seti is just listening.
Oh, that's true. That's a listening.
That's just
That's
listening.
true. Okay, he said don't send out anything.
Yep, he said don't send anything out. He said we only have to look at ourselves.
I think that's a better idea.
Yeah, to see how intelligent life might develop into something we wouldn't want to meet, Hawking said in 2010. He has compared meeting aliens to Christopher Columbus meeting Native Americans.
Oh,
that
there
didn't
you
turn
go.
out so well, he said.
There you go.
Others have warned of catastrophic consequences ripped from the pages of science fiction. Marauding aliens that could follow our message like a homing beacon and come here to exploit Earth's resources, exploit humans, or even destroy life as we know it.
Yeah. You never know. You never know.
So that's the whole thing.
Why don't we listen
I don't know.
and keep our mouth shut?
Yeah, that's probably the best route.
Probably is.
But again, we're sending so much crap all over, like radio waves and
Pieces of freaking satellites
it's
just bouncing around out there.
yeah,
Where's
it's-
all this junk coming from?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Earth.
It's Earth.
That place is a
So,
turd hole.
anyways, that's the Fermi Paradox. That's contacting aliens. That's all those types of things. It's
crazy
really
that
interesting.
much has taken place that
Yeah.
people have. I mean, like different countries and people have like really pushed the limits of sending out messages,
It's crazy.
listening. It's crazy.
I got to send a message to you guys right now, though.
I'm gonna
Because
transmit this to space.
Off the Grid Surplus, they're having a 15% off spring pre-sale right now.
Get 'em.
You go to their website, you're going to see it. They have redesigned Propan 2.0, hybrid dry wet shorts, new work shirts, travel shirts, and new colorways. So if you want to go get some really cool gear, like pants and shirts and flannels and hats. And
That you can wear to the restaurant.
Yes.
And then go to camp.
Yep.
And then come back from camp and go shopping. Like,
you can go to
the stuff's great.
You can do anything.
Holds up well.
Yeah. You can take it to church if you need to.
You can.
Probably. So go check it out. OffTheGridSurplus.com. Use our code CASUALPREPPERS15. Remember, CASUALPREPPERS15. You get an extreme 15% off with our code. So go check it out. All right.
Do it.
All right. You got anything else, Cameron?
No. Just
Nah.
if you want to reach out to aliens, that's your own risk.
Yeah.
Do it at your own
Yeah.
risk. You know?
Maybe start with email. See if
Yeah.
that gets to them.
Maybe listen instead.
Yeah. Probably a good idea. All right, guys. Stay survived.